Everybody on the interface web Mageddon. Today we're gonna do some game development. It's gonna be fun. Gotta get my shit adjusted. Look at that guy. Did you see him? Okay. I don't think I've done this so many times now, this stream start thing, and it never gets smoother. It's always so many moving parts to this. I can't. It would help also if my webcam actually remembered settings from time to time. But hey, you can't have it all, it seems. Yes. Yes. Chat seems fine. Twitch still thinks I'm offline. Goodbye, friends who were in my office just now. I saw Nasuam in the chat. Who else is here? Not that many people. We'll get it. We'll get it. Okay. So, today is a very hot summer day in Sweden. It is all very nearly 26 degrees outside my window right now. Luckily, it's a little bit more comfortable in here, but it's also kind of warm. He says, taking a sip of hot coffee. But hey. So, a few important things have happened. I have strawberries. And I have this, which is the most, maybe not the most, but one of the most fascinating things I've ever owned. This thing. And it's, I'm hyped for it. Do you guys, have you seen one of these before? It's glass. There's a hole here. It's not drug paraphernalia, even though it might look like it. It is actually something called a Klein bottle. So it is a one-sided bottle. There's really no inside nor outside. It's all one side. It's really freaky. Because this is actually in 3 dimensions. Ideally, it's in 4 dimensions, but it's really hard to get one of those shipped to you. It self-intersects here at this little part, but you can go into this hole here. You can go all the way through this little tube, and you'll be on the inside. It's like an ant walking along the top here. It could go like here. It can go in here, and it can go on the upside of this pipe all the way around here, and then it will be walking around inside the bottle as well. So it's one continuous side to the entire thing. It's really quite fascinating and also has no practical use whatsoever, at least for me. But I have one now, and I'm really excited for it. So it's on my desk. So I can look at it and be amazed that I own this beautiful mathematical construct, a 2-dimensional manifold, as it were. But that's not really important. What we're going to do here, as usual, some programming. And again, as usual, I can't remember what we did last week, so I guess we'll start with that. So presumably the 25th was last week, so something with the art. I think that was some old change. I don't know what that was. Art stuff, I guess. And then we have, right, so the thing we did last week was we made it so that you actually could start playing, I think. So it does some some positioning for the players when the round starts, and that stuff. And we did more work on the text that appears as you're spawning. And I think that ended up taking like the entirety of last week's stream. Hello, Clafuti and Princess Pony as well. Welcome to the stream. So this is the way the game starts right now, which is cool. And you can press, and the text fades in that says "Pick your team." And if you go into one of the circles, it will say hold A to start. So that's all good. If I spawn a second player, it will say pick your team and hold A to start. So the player that is on a team already can actually start the game now without this player having joined at all. Now both players need to hold A to start. Like that. So that works really great. I'm happy with that. One thing that I did discover is that the score display doesn't work. So that's something we need to fix. I'm not entirely sure when or why that broke, but so now I got 380,000 points. That should be displaying in one of the corners here. It's not. So that's a problem. Another thing that I really want to deal with is the or we might not do that today, but I really want to deal with the asteroid spawning, because like if there's an asteroid like this, there's absolutely no point in going for an asteroid like this. So all of these that are reasonably dense to begin with are way better targets to go for. So there's no strategic benefit to be drilling at all, which is a little bit weird in a game that's supposed to be about drilling, or it was at least originally about drilling. So that's kind of a problem. I think we can fix it fairly easily by making sure that the size of the core is a little bit more proportional to the asteroid itself. I think it's a little bit like that already, but I was a little bit sloppy when I did it. But first things first, so we gotta figure out what's going on with the score display. So I think it's in here somewhere, score views, player score view. Set active, where does that come from? Right, so this is a little bit confused. So it's player index. Helter Skelter, are you being ironic? I think you are. So this is a little bit confusing because it's set player index active, right? While this does not make sense anymore because now it's team. So I suppose we should rename that, set team active. Probably be enough, and then it's team index, or even just index. Score views index, set active, handle score change. Right, set active, visible is active. That's all cool, but like what? Why is this called? Handle player active. Cool. So, what makes it not visible when the score is 0? Oh, it is visible when the score is 0. Let's try it. Have some tracing here. See if that runs. Oh, I know exactly what's going on. So this is what happens. This is the thing that we changed. So when a player is activated, they are now not assigned to a team anymore. I think this selected team nonsense is not, yeah, this is not used anywhere. So that's old stuff. This should compile just fine still. So this thing will activate the GUI bits for the the gray team. That's not, they don't have GUI because they're never in the actual game. So what I got to do is I got to actually do this, probably handle enter game state playing. So here we go. We can even reuse this. That should do it. Helter Skelter was not being ironic. They were like, oh, you're working on collapse, awesome. And I thought they were ironic, but they weren't. They claim. I don't know. So now I'm yellow. Bloop. And there's the score. Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be. Let's try it with 2 players. Oh no, that's not the start button. That worked really well. What was that, like 2 minutes of effort? Okay, that's cool. That's one thing sorted. Into the black hole you go. Okay, that was really easy. So let's commit that. And then we don't need that. That's all good. Fix issue where team GUI would not be set as active. Nice. So now, I guess we got to do the balancing. I don't really want to do the balancing. I've been putting it off for quite a while, but I suppose we can take a little look at this to-do list. Make it clear that as players are supposed to pick teams. So I'd say we've done that. Implement some kind of way to go from team picking into an actual match. We've done that too. Why is implement highlighted? That makes little sense. I don't know what that was. Consider what to do when a round restarts. Right. I think we don't need to consider that all that much. That's kind of sorted. Subtract respawn cost when actually respawning. Let's move that one down there. So when I'm working on projects, I kind of make a point to just keep my to-do list because after a while, like your to-do list almost never empty. Like now I want to add balance asteroid value. It's blue again. Your to-do list is almost never empty because like you never run out of things to do. It's just like things you need to do become less and less important. So it gets kind of depressing after a while because like your to-do list is perpetually filled with things. So what I do is I just keep everything that I've completed. On bigger projects, I do like a Google Doc or like a spreadsheet or something so I can actually hide them so I don't have to see them from day to day. But it's really nice to just like when you're feeling like, oh, I'm not making any progress, you could just show the entire to-do list and you'll feel much better about yourself because it's like, oh, I've completed these like 100 items over the course of however long you've been working on the project, and it feels kind of good because you're like, oh, I can do stuff. So that's a little morale booster I try to use on myself. It doesn't always work, but it's like it's so easy to just keep them around. Balance asteroid values. So we have code that makes asteroids somewhere, maybe in the asteroid collection. Is this where they're made? Asteroid, blah, 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 core, generates. Where does core radius come from? Get core radius. Okay. So the problem here, kind of, I think, is that the core radius seems to be independent of the asteroid radius. So it's like radius. There's probably nothing funky going on with that. Core generate radius, core radius. This probably takes the asteroid size into account. Does it? Not at all. Oh, right, because it already has the asteroid and that has a radius. But it only uses that for the center. So that's something. I think that's the sort of central issue for this entire thing, that it doesn't really care how big the asteroid is when it makes the core. So I'm thinking like the quick and dirty way to fix that is get core radius, blah, blah, blah. Asteroid size base, blah, 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 blah. Core size base. Right, so this should be like a percentage of the asteroid. Core size, I think. That would be much better. Because then we can go like, okay, the core is never more than like 20% of the radius plus another 20% of the radius, maybe. And then spawn asteroids. You know, there's a lot of code going on here. Here we go. Core radius. So this should be asteroid radius. I think that's the entire thing. We'll see. Okay, maybe not. What happens to outer radius then? let's do some tracing here, because I think asteroid radius. Clafouti is asking how long I've been working on this particular project. I can tell you that since the 10th of October, no, the 30th of, let's say November 2014. So November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, let's say 8 months. I think this is live stream number something. I don't know which number we're on. 37 is this one. And I think the first 2 or 3, so 35 streams. And they're at the very least an hour apiece. Some of them, few of them, are like 6 hours. Okay, so the tracing crap we get here is, I mean, this all checks out, but I'm not entirely sure. Why? Is this in physics units and the other one not, or something stupid like that? That wouldn't be the first time. Asteroid size base 25, 45, 0.5, 0.5. Yes, definitely that. But like it's really not using the asteroid radius anywhere but here. It's probably just because one of them is in physics units and the other one's not, which is really, really dumb. Hooray, Kirilosev, you are not too late. We are in full blast. Nasius is asking what the game's about. The game is about slicing up asteroids. And dumping the valuable green ore into the black hole. Getting tons of points. So, right, we can probably do asteroid radius. That makes maybe a little bit more sense. Right, so the asteroid radius is somewhere about between like 1 and 2 physics units. And the core is like 26% of that, which would be a quarter, so that, yeah, that checks out. Yeah, this is probably an improvement. It doesn't look like an improvement, it doesn't look as nice, but I think it's better for gameplay purposes. Size base, probably a little bit more. Hello, Napoleon89. Welcome to the stream. So this makes the big asteroids much more valuable, which is kind of something I wanted. That's minus 35, that's 5k. Then I can probably, I'm playing this with my one left hand now, so if I'm awful at it, you know why. Okay, this is not working out. $72K minus 34. Yeah, so this is probably an improvement. It's hard to say, but I think this will be better. 330K. Sort of hang out in the center. That was also really quick. Make that a little bit bigger. So this is updated to do. This is rebalanced asteroid core size. So what I really would like to do is just play this with you guys now. Because it's been a while since I did playtesting. I haven't changed that much in the game, but you can never do too much. But it's in, let's compile a release version. That'd be cool. It's going to take a few moments. So this almost 100% for CPU usage. Good thing I have a really fast computer. So if we pull this little knob right here, oh, and then we do that. This is going to be so good. Here we go. So I can fly around here and join the team. $550K, and that's gonna cost me, but that's okay. Okay, I lost half of my points. That was sloppy. So the thing that happened now is that all of a sudden it's just going for the big ones. The small ones are completely uninteresting. And I don't know, because like I want it somewhere in between. Ideally, you want a few asteroids to be more desirable, because you do want these like choke points for the players, where the players all go for one asteroid and have a little fight. What you don't want is all the players just minding their own business, because that's not what this game is meant to be about. It's meant to be about fighting over asteroids. I suppose I could also do fewer asteroids and deal with it that way. Or even like a variable amount of asteroids, maybe. $750K, that's one valuable asteroid right there. No, I'm stuck. I think losing half your points for being absorbed is a pretty fair punishment. Is this worth anything? 35K. Let's lop off some junk in. No. This is pretty good. I like this. Because now it's like, can't really decide which one's the better one. And it only makes sense that the big ones are worth more, because they do require more cutting. And you can like slice them in half, and it's not the end of the world point-wise. So close. So that's pretty nice. Like this is going to be, I mean, it's not the last stream on this game, but there's not that many left, I don't think. Then I'm just going to put this game up so you can play it, I guess. We'll have a strawberry. I had a really big strawberry. But the question is, what now? One thing that I do want to fix is the transition between, like when you're on this screen and you go here and you hold A and it just goes, what? Just instantly starts. Ideally, it would like do something there. There would be some kind of transition. I'm not entirely sure what kind of transition I would want. Fade everything to black doesn't really make that much sense. I don't know what to do. Nasty Wham is asking what happens if the player cuts asteroids in the lobby. Does this affect the later game? No, it just resets between those two states. So it should at least. I can cut that asteroid up and this one, and I think I can even. I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen if I do this though. That's great. That is absolutely fantastic. I love that. I'm not even sure how that happens. That's not ideal. Put it that way. Okay, that's... Did I break it? No. So another thing you can apparently do is you can hold A, and then you can enter a circle, and you're just immediately ready to play. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But we can fix that to begin with, and then there's some other stuff we're probably going to need to fix as well. There's something in here called is ready or something like that. Ready to start. Oops. If team I think that should do it. So clearly I'm going to have to remove all the asteroids before I start a round, which could be kind of a cool transition as well. So let's try that. If is there not a single reference to that? Objects fade, I think. Is fading true? If is fading, fade cooldown, blah, 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 blah. Handle fade competes, kill, yeah. How about scaling the screen into the wormhole? Maybe. So we go in here, press, and it starts. That was a bit of a letdown. Why is that? Asteroid. Fade. Okay, let's try that. Oh. Never mind me. I'm just a silly old person. So for asteroid and asteroids, that's going to work a lot better. Okay, go. In here. All the asteroids went away. And they're respawning, and they're really far away, and this is taking forever. Yes, but they need to spawn closer, I think. What does asteroid spawning? We've done that. Asteroid spawner. Spawn. Right, so if we do that, and then we just reuse inner, outer. What am I doing here? That's probably not what's happening, is it? So I think this code is supposed to spawn them inside the, because there's like an outer limit and an inner limit for the asteroids. I think the intention here is to spawn them between those two, but I'm not so sure that's what's actually happening. No, that is exactly what's happening, and this is the thing we want to try. So this is the code that typically runs when an asteroid spawns. I'm just going to roll with that. Now, I'm out of coffee, so we're switching beverages. So yeah, that's a little bit too far out. So I'm thinking we'll spawn them Asteroid belt outer bound +2. Whoop. Maybe just asteroid belt outer. So this should also make it not possible to do this little trick anymore. That, I suppose that broke for other reasons. Think player respawn. I think we're going to make sure that it's not attached to an asteroid. Just make it detach. Because I think the can't move the player because the player is attached to an asteroid. Yeah, so that worked a lot better. So go in here, and the asteroids go away. So with a little bit of delay, we can totally make that work. Player. Fade. And then we do a little like actuate. This is ugly, but it will fill our purposes for now. So this should make all the players go away and then come back. And then we add a little transition to the black hole, just making it like grow out. And we should be in business. We'll probably make these fade as well instead. And then with the black hole, whenever it's created, is it doing anything? No. So we'll do this. Scale X is scale Y at 0, actuate between this for like 0.4 seconds. See if this works. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's missing a sound effect, but it's way more than we had before. Zoom. I think a little bit of delay on the black hole would also sell it really well. Like a second. Pick your team. Hold A to start. Boom, zing, whoop. That's much nicer. Cool transitions for starting round. Very nice. Oh no, I left some junk. It's tracing stuff. This guy we don't want. Removed log span. Cool. Very cool. What should we do now? Everything's been so surprisingly easy today. It's really, it's hit and miss for the most part. I think things are going to be like, oh, that's not going to be a problem. It's going to be so easy, and then it ends up taking an hour. And today we've done like 3 or 4 things in like 10 minutes apiece. So that's cool. I mean, one thing we got to do is I got to hook up sound effects, because there's really no point in me doing that on stream because I don't have the sounds already. So what I might do is I might do a little once over and figure out what sounds are missing. I suppose we could do that now. So we got obviously the round start sound. So that's going to be sound manager, play, SFX, and then game ending, probably round start. That's a sound we definitely need. Tampered is asking if I get any job offers because of my streams. I don't get many job offers at all. I don't particularly want job offers because I don't need them. I've got my own company, so I don't really need them as such. I mean, it's always nice, and collaboration stuff can be fun, but I don't think so. I haven't really. Nothing that I've noticed anyway. So that's the round start sound. I know for sure we want a sound that's like, you shuck this in here, you let it go, and that little boop thing on the player. Score line, I think that is. So here, so that's sound manager, play. Score tick. Is that being used at all? No, it's not. Does that sound exist at all? It does. Whoops. Let's use that. I didn't even know we had that. I forgot. We need to go X. I think streaming from like a purely business perspective, it's not a very good idea. For me, at least. I mean, I got you guys. I got 25 people watching this stream or whatever. And that's cool, but it's not something you, like, for me at least, make any actual profits from. But I trust you guys will just buy my stuff later. That was way too fast for me to hear. Is it super quiet? Score tick. Laser fail. I don't think laser fail is the sound that we're using. Is it? No. So, thank you. But why is this? Right, I keep forgetting that it won't work out here. It's super hard to tell. Let's play a different sound. Black hole complete. Laser exit, that's a good sound. Score line. Now that I think of it, this X position is probably not what we want. We probably want the player X. Or even better, curve and X. Here we go again. Gotta spawn before I start. Okay. Shuck. Yeah, went bip. They're probably just gonna need a louder sound then. Score tick. And we can just rename this because that doesn't really make any sense. Maybe. Actually, no, let's just leave it at score tick. And I don't know. Other programs. Audacity. Oh no. Just normalize that guy. Or no. Let's just do this. We'll play it at twice the volume. Nolash is saying streaming this from a purely business perspective is probably really bad in terms of competition and stuff. I don't worry too much about that stuff. It would suck for someone to clone this, but also like this is not my main game. This is just a thing I'm doing on the side because it's fun and I like hanging out with you guys. And I actually like talking and programming at the same time. So this works out really well for me. And I mean, it seems you guys are enjoying it. It's so hot. It's too much, you guys. I think once this guy is done, we'll end the stream here. And in 2 weeks, there is not going to be a stream, because then it's going to be the... That's good. I like that. I'll just finish this up before I... hook up a few sounds. So next week, there will be a stream. I hope. The plan is for there to be a stream next week. The week after that is the week of No More Sweden, which is the game jam I co-organize, and I'm going to be running around like a headless chicken for that. Hopefully just the weekend, but Thursday is the day when it kind of starts. So I will not be sitting at my computer streaming for an hour, that's for sure. But on the upside is we'll probably be streaming from the jam Friday, Saturday, and probably even Sunday too. I mean, we'll be doing the presentations and everything. Yes, Lumpex999, you arrived just in time for the ending of the stream. If you press the follow button, you can make your name appear right here, and you will be notified when I stream next time, which is kind of cool. I could watch another hour for sure. I could not do another hour. This is my brain is shutting down. It's like pushing 26 degrees here in my office right now. I mean, I don't have any. It's just this T-shirt. I'm naked except for this, but it still doesn't help. That's the plan, and after like next week or maybe like 1 or 2 more streams, I don't think any more on this game, and then I'll consider it done and I'll do some kind of release for it. I still haven't decided. I doubt I'll be selling this game. The question is if I'm going to be releasing like source code and everything, or what I'll do with it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to think about it. If you really, really, really want me to do something with it, I'm open for suggestions. So if you have opinions, you can write me on like Twitter or here on Twitch or anywhere really where you can find me. As usual, this video, oh, it's so hot. As usual, this video will go up on YouTube. You can watch the entire thing there from the beginning, from like November last year up until now, if you really want to. That's a lot of hours of streaming and me talking in your ears, but if you're up for it, you can do it. Other than that, I don't think I have that much to add. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for hanging out. Goodbye.